Hi, Dick Rochfort here, aboard the M600, Mike 600, and this is the Garmin radar, which is high resolution. Still a 10-inch phased array, but I want to show you how I use it to find water, which is really all we can find with radar that concerns us. Now here we've got some paints here, which I'm pretty sure aren't water. The reason I know that is because I'm also looking at NexRad, and I have it at the same range. So I get the radar on 60, and here's 50. So you might think that that's what this is over here. But the way to discriminate what's water and what isn't, of course, is to put the bearing pointer through the red portion of what you want to paint, and then switch to the vertical profile.
Actually, November 44705 descend now to flight
level 20. And then look and see if the paint has any asymmetry. And it does not, which is exclusively grounded there in that paint. And you could ask a radar engineer why that is so. But since I am not a radar engineer, I do not know the answer. But factually, I know that to be true. So you can ignore all the rho sine theta and the dB down and simply use two modes, vertical and horizontal.
28.3,
and if there's red or yellow on the horizontal view, and you want to determine whether or not it's water or a city or a hill that's way below you when you're at flight level 260, and you come over here, put the radar bearing pointer on it, switch to the vertical profile, and instantly adjudicate whether or not it's water. And that's symmetrical, top to bottom. So if you were to draw a line through there and fold it over, pretty much the bottom represents the profile of the top. That's not water, that is all ground, 100% guarantee. Back on with you, we got another bit of weather here in front of us, and just want to show you how that compares. Let's say it was at night, it's not producing lightning, but clearly it's something that we ought not be messing with. So let's put the bearing pointer over this mess and see how much we want to turn to get around it. So we go to vertical profile, verify that it is indeed water. And we know it is because we just saw it out the window. And there it is. So rather than go through that, let's deviate and let's see what we need to do. So we take that bearing pointer to the right until that rain goes away. And add 20 degrees or so to it. So I'm thinking, let's call it 25 to the right. Let's call it 35 to the right, sorry. So press. Turn 35 to the right, and as soon as you get a break, key the mic and tell them we're 35 right for weather.
0 Tango Papa, deviation right of course is approved when able direct Stanford and advise.
Thank you.
Thank you, 600 Tango Papa.
So that's quite a deviation. But you can see that's the radar that's doing the work here, not the NexRad.
We'll take 10 left.
And if you weren't confident with this picture, then you must do this visually until you get comfortable. You can see this is the weather we're going around. It's taller, it's wetter. This is the weather we're not going. This is what it looks like being able to see out the window. And this is how it looks on the radar. So we're taking a course right of the existing weather. But from this radar picture, we could see that when we pass this cloud, we'll be able to turn back to the left. This is not Jonathan Livingston Seagull flying. It's far more technical, and you see why he did that.
Yep.
So now we've been assigned direct Concord when able, and we've set up the radar with the bearing pointer 20 degrees to the left. So we're going to time our turn to coincide with not running into that juicy one right there, to see just how juicy. We go to the vertical profile, and there it is. If we wanted to see, we could look out the window and see that that's would not be advisable to turn left now. So the radar is the way to safely navigate, not thunderstorms necessarily, depends on how far apart they are, but in this case, rain showers.
Tango Papa is going to maintain 9,000.
9,000, 600, Tango Papa.
Alright, so we'll be making our left turn here in a minute, and then we can pretty much figure that this will work out. We'll be using the radar. This is a tactical tool. This is a strategic tool. Both are necessary and sufficient for getting through this clear of the weather here. We might have one more turn to make. We'll have to see. But now this is corroborating pretty closely. There's a 40-mile ring here and a 20-mile ring there. So this is roughly 20 miles from the airplane. So this little benign looking blurb here is this guy. And then beyond that, there's one more moderate, which is represented here. So that's corroborating pretty well. Out the window, we can see we're in front of that, not by much, but much is as much does. We're going to direct Concord now.
Go 3291.
And then probably have it for the
60 vector sequence.
The northeastbound approach, runway 7,
3291.
which looks something like this. So I think we'll probably be all right. Holding a 120 knots-ish. DA 441. 120 knots, please. Got a little rain shower off to the south. Not much to see just yet, but we're working on it. 120 knots, please. Yep, there we go. I'll call the runway in sight. You stay on the gauges. Good job. Keep it up. Runway in sight. So now when I say that, you transition your eyes to the runway, you get it in sight, and then you say runway in sight.
Runway in sight.
And then when you're ready, and not before, autopilot off. And I would begin, before you do that, begin squeezing the power back to 400 again.
500.
Or 250, your choice.
Oh, sorry.
When you're in the white arc. So squeeze it back to get the white arc. Because you need the white arc for those flaps. Be as aggressive as you have to be. And then when you kiss the white arc, take off the autopilot and add the flaps. Yeah, push the power up, please. 400's the number. Right away, no delay. If you go below 100, I'm going to help you. If you keep the nose down, you'll get your airspeed faster. Good. Good. Keep the nose down. Trim down. Go, in other words, go to the runway. Don't go over the threshold. Go to the threshold. Good. Good. Go to the threshold. Good. Good. That's what I'm talking about. Run the trim. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right rudder, left aileron, just a little. Right there. Hold it still. Hold it still. Sweet. Beta back pressure brakes. All three. Nicely done. I'm pushing the right rudder to keep us on the center line. It's not reserved for professionals. Good job. Dick Rochfort, fly safely. Train off it.